Hello everybody, welcome back to Deathbattle with me, Takeshy, and Chris Cole.
Hello, I'm Scroll, and I'll just be upfront the fact that although I have watched this before, I don't remember the results. One of the few things I can say about this that I really think is pretty much spoiler free is there's been a lot of cable swinging parkour in this.
Yes, they are most cable swinging girls, and this is gonna be less like God versus little girl, like in RWBY versus Michael, and this is gonna be more like a human versus a human.
So, for those who are familiar with those characters, particularly both of those characters, could probably easily predict this is going to be a kind of death battle that's going to be very mobile.
Yes, and this is gonna be more balanced than the other fights. At least what we have seen so far.
Now,
I
Uh, Takashi, go ahead and talk about what you do know about the characters, and as far as you know, as what seasons you're up to with both of them.
I do know most of them, and literally the only latest two seasons I have not caught up with Rumi. And for Attack on Titan, I don't know. It's like I don't know how they are. The whole thing was a mess. They started with season 1, 2, 3. That's all fine, and then they started. For, season 4 part 1, part 2, part 3, so I don't know what season I'm in, but I stopped
So,
when they were literally talking about Levi backstory. So I don't
okay,
know which season that is. That's around the
so
middle of the whole thing.
it sounds weird, and in that case, I could probably tell you this video likely will have spoilers, maybe for both characters,
I mean,
but to a limited extent. I mean, you already have some knowledge, but it's going to talk about a few more things, including major plot points, if it specifically involves one of these characters.
yeah, for Attack on Titan, it's fine for me. It's been a
Okay.
long time. It's on me that I didn't watch it. Uh,
Okay.
I'm gonna be a little bit more annoyed by Rumi as far as that, but it's fine.
At this point, it's probably a wild shot in the dark, but what do you think the results of the battle will be?
Okay, so first of all, they are most literally tending to find something else than humans.
Yeah,
Blake is
actually.
learning to fight against them, which are usually bigger than humans, and Mikasa is
See,
tending to kill titans.
yeah, they're kind of specialized in fighting a specific type of target as a broad species. Um, of course, you've seen the RWBY characters have tackled all their challenges too, and handled them at least decently well, but it might depend upon their exact abilities, how well they deal with each challenge.
Yeah, there is one big difference though. The other characters have actually sparred with each other. They know how to fight against humans. I don't think Mikasa has learned to do that.
Okay, so you think she's a little more specialized
Yes.
in certain targets? Okay.
So let's see them in terms of different scenarios. In mobility, I'm 100% sure that Mikasa is much better in mobility. She has trained the whole life around using the maneuver gear that they have. Even though Blake can do almost the same, but she doesn't have the boosting power from him. She only has just a little whip that she has.
Right.
In terms of pure speed, obviously, Mikasa still wins, when she still has the gas. Nothing that maneuver gear can run out of gas, and after that, she's just a human.
This also, well, Blake has limited. powder. What is it? Was it called? Dust. Uh, she's also faunus. We'll have to consider that too. That
Yes,
she may have certain advantages and disadvantages compared to a human because of that. Like maybe she has more keen hearing
indeed.
or
So you can't
cat-like
hide.
reflexes.
And the motorbike here is not that silent. The cables are running through the system, and it has sound. So he will know when where she's attacking from.
You know, in terms of fighting style, Blake is actually pretty close to a ninja, whereas someone like Yang is just an upfront brawler.
Yeah. And
Ninjas emphasize stealth and like tricky mobility.
once again, we have not talked about the fantasy. This is the problem with this is gonna be the problem with Mikasa. She is just a human. One strike and she is down. While Blake has semblance and aura. She can do illusions. She can take multiple hits. So even though I think Mikasa might put in some hits, he is gonna ultimately lose. Not because of that, not because of the fact that she is just human.
Yeah, as far as you know, that she doesn't have anything like an aura with a energy shield to block some of the damage.
I mean, once again, I don't know if later say that we find out if she is a Titan as well. Uh, if she is, then things might turn very greatly.
If she is, that's rather likely to be included in the analysis. So we'll see if you hold your opinion after that. But yeah, um, Blake's energy aura wasn't the strongest of the team, and to help make up for that, she had this mobility and agility to like, spin around the attacks
Yes,
and maneuver around the battlefield. So you gotta hit her in order to hurt her.
I mean, I gotta borrow her own words. My whole semblance is about running away.
Yeah, there's that too. Her semblance specializes in evasion.
And Mikasa is actually a straightaway fighter. So I know your weak spot and I will aim for that. That's what she specializes in.
Yeah. Well, from what I can tell from that character, when she does hit, it can hit pretty hard because it's meant to harm very, very large targets.
Yes. So yeah, my whole thing is, if Mikasa is just human, she's gonna lose. If they
Okay.
say that she can turn into a Titan as well, which I don't know if she can, then she's gonna win.
Oh, really? Okay. Uh, let's talk about that then. Why do you think she'd win if she can turn into a Titan? She's just too tough at that point?
No, the only reason is because Blake doesn't know that the Titan's only weakness is the nick of the nap.
Okay.
And if you don't know
Uh,
how to fight against them, you won't win.
really? That you. That may be their weakness, but could you power through and
No,
harm some other part of the body enough to eventually kill them? Like, if you just shoved a nuclear bomb right into their head, would it be capable of doing so much damage that it would kill them despite not hitting their weakness?
no, it has been said only that that one spot is the one that scares them. That's why they have the model right here to
All
react
right,
to that spot.
and as far as I know, Blake doesn't have any special analytical abilities that would scan for weaknesses.
No,
All right.
but we don't. Once again, we don't even know if she can turn into Titan also.
All
I
right.
mean, at least I don't know.
All right. Let's start the video then.
Yeah, let's stop the music and let's start the video. Let's start the analysis of what they can do and what they can. That was not too loud for you guys. And we have some t-shirts. Get it
Eh,
if you like it.
t- 10-year anniversary when this video came out. And it makes sense they would have some merchandise for that.
Blake Belladonna, the feline huntress from RWBY.
And Mikasa Ackerman, the giant killing scout from Attack on Titan.
These two reluctant heroes are fighting for a better world.
What'll happen when they go toe-to-toe to see who's the swingiest and the cuttiest? He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze
they are
armor
using...
and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Oh no, I don't know what they are gonna use.
Those
There were
who make
multiple
the
times.
revolution impossible will make violent.
By the way, for anyone watching here, this is the final character from RWBY that
When he said that,
Despite
Takeshi's
the world
watching
of
from
being home to
Deathbattle.
a plethora of magical beings,
I mean, we don't know if they are
discrimination
using
from
different
humanity.
characters later or not.
how can humans be racist
Yeah.
against faunus?
But it's the last one of the RWBY team.
Let's be sure, let's put in some,
I get it.
For most of her
Actions.
youth, Blake Belladonna worked with the faunus activist organization, the White
But
Fang.
that's, okay,
When
they
her parents
don't
expressed
have.
concern at its growing
Inspired by the Beauty and the
tactics,
Beast.
she ran away to
Makes
join
sense.
them fully.
Yeah.
dislikes dogs.
Kylo Ren's influence was making it all cat-girl supremacist-y.
Believing the faunus deserved to rule the world instead of humans, Adam Taurus turned the White Fang into a terrorist organization, with the young, impressionable Blake in tow. Now Blake got to put her superhuman faunus abilities to the test as a guerrilla fighter.
She's not a gorilla, Wiz. She's clearly a cat. You dingus.
That's not what I...
As a clearly cat.
No, the gorilla is
Superhuman strength, speed, and
RWBY.
endurance. She can see in the dark and even pick up on sounds regular humans
As
can't
I
hear.
would say.
Blake has also unlocked her aura, the manifestation of one's soul. Similar to the Eastern concept of chi, Blake can use her aura to passively withstand intense damage. Though if it's overtaxed, she will be as defenseless as any ordinary human.
Her aura survived this huge flying monster called a Nevermore crashing into her. Twice!
Measuring the size of the Nevermore compared to the stone structure it
They are
shares,
immediately going
it
into
had
the
fragmented over 2,000
comparisons
cubic meters
of what
rock.
you would
That means
with them.
Blake's aura ate over 4
You
tons
better
of
pay attention to this. It might help you for your analysis and guessing who might win later.
Eh?
Don't try
Yeah.
that again, or I'm gonna have to cut you with a sword as sharp as Gamble's shroud. It's everything you could ever want in a single
Yeah, mostly
weapon.
Mikasa is not
Weapon,
using
part
power
katana, part
and
Tsurikama,
mesh.
and it works
The-
too.
she's
Part
using
part gun.
sword.
Hell, its sheath is a sword
Sword.
too. That's just showing off, and I like it.
The 96-meter-long elastic ribbon attached to the katana's hilt lets Blake use Gamble's shroud as a
Yeah,
craftsman
it is,
for maneuverability and creative attacks.
a lot shorter than the one over here.
Her new boyfriend.
Well, until he threatened to blow up a bunch of innocent people. Now, instead of a bad boy, he's just a boy. That is bad.
It is just a
Or
short
Blake
maneuver
turned her back
here,
on Adam and the White
basically.
Fang, and for the second
Yes,
time
a
in her life,
short remote.
she ran away.
It's like running away is her superpower.
In a sense, it is. Blake's aura allows her to manifest a unique ability, or semblance, called Shadow. Born from her desire to escape, Blake can create a brief, intangible clone for deception, evasion, or even to propel herself through
From
the
all
air.
I see, they are not really using too much things from the later seasons.
Fire dust clones will explode on impact, while ice will freeze you solid. Though once she
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about Lost
Well,
either.
I did briefly. I mentioned the fact that she had dust, and that is a resource that can run out.
Yeah, I literally didn't even count
Or just
for
some
that.
biological cloning. It's a hobby. Don't ask if I'm the original.
Doesn't even need that
Really
to
don't know
it.
anymore. Alone again, Blake lacked purpose and a place to call home. Until she reached Beacon Academy. There, she learned to be a huntress, a soldier of peace sworn to protect the land from monsters and any that would do it harm.
and she wouldn't do it alone.
Yeah, that's a big thing. And adding that will do it harm, so humans as well.
And Ruby Rose to make Team Ruby with a W.
She didn't just find teammates,
I mean,
but friends as well.
Mikasa did do some policing as well.
Don't worry, the power of
So,
friendship didn't get in the
normal
way.
humans still wouldn't stand a chance against someone with a medal right here.
Gangster Roman Torchwick, the kaiju-sized Sea Fei Long, and the assassins Mercury and Emerald, and they could dodge natural lightning.
Comparing the distance they traveled relative to the lightning bolt, we can determine they were moving over 26,000 meters per second, nearly 80 times the speed of sound.
She even managed to stand up to Adam and all his mom just doesn't understand energy with the help of a new, way less toxic partner. So long, you abusive a-hole!
No easy feat considering Adam was strong enough to pulverize this massive spider droid with his moon slice. A feat worth over 4 tons of TNT.
I mean, in that scenario, Adam was engulfed in rage, and it's easier to
Despite her troubled past,
defeat
Blake
someone
would
who
never
is
stop
raging.
fighting for a better,
You're on the
more
other
peaceful,
thinking
more
clearly.
equitable world. She was done running. With her friends at her side, she would
It's something
face
to
the
consider
future
with this
head
character. How much power can she make on a hit? Because the other character can definitely do a lot of damage if she hits. And that's questionable.
Welcome to Scenic Shiganshina!
Yeah,
Enjoy
she's
the
more like
medieval
hitting multiple
architecture,
times to
populous
lose
and-
damage.
yeah, ooh, yep, that can't be good.
Cowering behind enormous walls, the last remnants of humanity were driven to near extinction by the arrival of the monstrous titans.
Despite that, little Mikasa Ackerman
Yeah, at
had
one
a
point I
happy
wish
normal
to
life
start watching
until her parents were
AOC
brutally murdered in front
and
of
watch
her.
from the
But never
first
fear,
season.
she reversed the shit out of those assholes with the help of Eren Yeager, another pint-sized psychopathic
Likes
brain.
ice cream, her
Adopted by
scarf,
Eren's
and
parents,
Aaron.
Mikasa and Eren somehow
Yeah.
lived a happy, normal life.
Oh no, I got this scarf from my boyfriend.
Until
I love
family
him very
were
much.
brutally murdered by titans. I'm sensing a pattern here.
With barely anyone in her life lasting longer than a 25-minute episode, Mikasa became Eren's guardian angel.
Certainly a valuable asset to Eren, who devoted his life to exterminating the titan threat.
Together, they joined the military and got their hands on some sweet Titan slaying gear, the vertical maneuvering equipment, or VMI.
Also known as omnidirectional movement or ODM gear in the anime, it allows Mikasa to fight the towering
Yeah,
titans at
that's
their own
more what I
ODM
know.
gear comes with 2 20 to 30 foot long iron wire spears she can separately aim and shoot. That'll hook into any surface. They'll allow her to swing around like a steampunk Spider-Man.
She can zoom through the air and change directions on a dime with a special fan
And
on her
yeah,
back
you
to
can
fire
see that they have
gas.
much more
Farting.
mobility than
That's
Blake.
called farting, Wiz.
On long range. Fart jokes are always funny.
I'll get another clone.
It is not canon. That's
Mikasa's ODM gear can
Well,
power
that means
speeds
only
of
alive.
366 kilometers per hour. That's almost a third the speed of sound.
Assuming she can reach top speeds in a second, that's over 10 G's of force, 10 times Earth's gravity.
For reference, astronauts withstand about 3 Gs of force during liftoff, and fighter pilots can withstand up to 9 Gs for a second or two during aerial combat. Even just 6 Gs for a sustained period of time can be fatal for a human being, but Mikasa can survive almost twice that much and fight giant monsters at the same time.
That insane speed makes her especially.
So are
bad
you
when she
going
whips
to
out
go
her
that?
special
Oh
Titan
no,
special
Blake
sword
cannot
made of
withstand
ultra-hard
one attack.
steel. And that's exactly the term I'd use to describe
I mean, that would be the
what
case
they
if she
can
was
do to
just a
attack.
human and
Despite
didn't
her
have
name,
aura.
they're rather fragile, at least relative to the super
And
tough
she,
Titans.
if she didn't dodge,
Cut. So Mikasa carries a set of 12 that she can easily dispose of and replace.
It just mentioned her weapons are somewhat brittle.
Yes, but they are made to be replaceable.
She has extra, though, to help make up for that.
Thunder spears.
Essentially proto-bazookas, the Thunder Spears are thrown like javelins. They're sharp enough to pierce even the armored Titan's impenetrable hide, and once their fuse is severed, they'll explode, devastating anything within range.
Oh yeah, I still remember that one.
Titan's
Okay.
armor is no joke. It was tough enough to tank punching a hole through Wall Maria.
By measuring the size of the gate in comparison to, let's go with this guy, we can determine the armored Titan violently fragmented over 1,000 cubic meters of rock.
That'd take over 18 tons of TNT, enough to level a city block, and the Thunder Spear shreked it. No surprises here. If you're too close to one of its blasts, it's game over.
Despite the awesome power at her fingertips, Mikasa only really joined the military to watch over and protect Eren.
Like a loving
Yeah, I don't care about Titans. I only want
That
to
became way harder
defend
once
my
Eren
friend.
learned he could also turn into one of those super intelligent Titans.
Now humanity's
That's
greatest
enough.
weapon against the Titan menace, Eren was at the center of all major anti-Titan operations, which
Now we are
Mikasa
going
was there
into
too.
that Eren can turn into a
Anyone
Titan.
that might harm him.
And Mikasa.
For yourself, Aaron. So what if your childhood home was destroyed by a Titan? You're living rent-free in this girl's head. And it could be worse. You could be Armin. Man, like she's programmed to protect him.
You're
Poor
right in the
Armin.
face. Mikasa's last name
I mean,
isn't
what
even
is in the Yamcha of
Ages
that
ago,
universe?
Ackermans were bioengineered to be subservient super
Even
soldier
though-
royal guards to the mighty Eldian Emperor.
Well, wherever all that shit came from, Mikasa's got the Ackerman blood coursing through her veins. The same blood that gives her a fraction of a Titan's power without transforming. Holy crap!
It's that power that allowed Captain Lee
Now
and
that
other
I didn't know.
to dodge point-blank bullets. That's over Mach 2, and Mikasa can easily keep up with him.
It also lets her subconsciously tap into the combined experience and battle instincts of Ackerman's past. She's like the avatar of Titan murder.
Unfortunately,
We are
this
going
blood
into
bond
territory that I
even when he
have
goes
no
too
idea
far,
about.
She's obligated to protect him.
I had a feeling that was going to be the case.
I don't
There'd be
buy
some
it, Biz.
spoilers here.
She doesn't love him because of her DNA.
At least when it comes to that specific character.
Stood up for her when she couldn't stand up for herself. When she looks at him and the rest of her friends, she sees a hope for a brighter tomorrow.
Wow, Boomstick, that was touching.
And she has fart powers.
Well, it was nice while it lasted.
I'm not
But she cannot turn into Titan.
no point.
From what they said.
All right, the combatants are.
He has
we've run through
some
the
extra
all
power
possibilities.
from the Titan blood,
First, if
but
you
she
get
is
a
not a
lot less
Titan.
intense as Blake and Mikasa's, you might want to check out Blue Chew.
This
Okay, just for a second. So, I'm still going with what I said. If Mikasa cannot turn into a Titan, then Blake is winning.
It wouldn't. And I don't think that's what they said, but if she was capable of all the power of the Titans without changing her size, you still wouldn't change your vote, right?
They literally
I guess
said that's
maybe
the
could-
only portion of the power of a Titan. that she can
Yes,
get.
they did say fraction, and the durability is another issue here, which probably can top a human a little more, like a few extra hit points, but still not to the scale of a Titan.
Yes. He is more powerful, more mobile than Blake. But Blake is not human. This is the difference between them.
They're both very mobile. It's the one of them's better to do it in the air, but Blake can use that shadow power too for some extra evasion on that.
Yeah?
Of course, it's costing her some of the aura, which sort of was like costing her hit points.
Kind of, yes.
You're believing that Blake will probably hit win not because of a single hit, but maybe multiple hits across the duration of the battle.
Yes.
All right.
If Blake didn't have aura, then Mikasa would have a lot of chance. He would win. But because Blake has aura, he cannot. I mean, she can, there is still the chance of just outpowering someone. But as we know that the Deathbattle guys are always thinking of, most of the time, who would win in the 1v1.
Without aura, I would not call Blake out of the fight because she was still quite formidable before she began her Huntress training. That means before she started her aura training too.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
Joined
only...
the criminal organization, and she had a lot of training too, which capitalized on her racial ability as well, which has extra strength and agility, better senses than compared to a human. And again, all of that was before she had aura training, so she really isn't out of the fight if the aura is exhausted.
I mean, there's one other thing that they didn't talk about. Where are they fighting? Is very much a big issue here. And they can even use the metalwork here. Because if they are on a place that there's nothing, then Blink already has a big advantage.
I already told you that there is a lot of cable swinging here, so it'd probably be any location that could capitalize on that,
Yeah,
such as very tall trees or buildings.
Probably buildings. I assume they are gonna be either in one of the schools in Hamlet, or they are gonna go to the AET world
Either way, like tall trees or mountains or tall buildings, both characters can take advantage of that. So in that specific regard, they almost cancel each other.
Yeah. I mean, there is still one big difference that because cable is much longer range than Blaze
Yeah.
cable.
Between the two, Death Battle only mentioned the length of Blake's cable, as if they maybe didn't know what the cable length is on for the other character.
I
And perhaps that doesn't matter. She's got multiple cables to shoot around, plus some kind of rockets at the hips for even greater maneuverability in the air.
yeah. I believe that the length of the cable is actually mentioned in the manga of AOT.
Well, actually, that makes sense.
But it doesn't matter. It's long. It's much longer than Blaze cable. At least like 5 times the length, at least.
Yeah, well, it could be a factor. Um, Now, how about in terms of melee power or projectile power? Did you see any distinct advantages for either character over the other?
I mean, if you
Okay,
think about
let's
that,
start with melee, I guess.
in many state away fight, as I said, if it was just a human versus human, Mikasa would win. But this is not a human versus human,
No,
so
it's not.
it really depends on where they are fighting. Are they fighting in the air? Are they fighting on the ground? Probably they are gonna probably fight in the air because that's what the lower gear is for.
Yeah, likely a lot of that. I mean, they could find the ground too, but wherever it is, expect a lot of moving around, and the air is included in that mobility. Uh, um. So wait, did you say that Blake or is it Mikasa that would have the advantage in melee?
In melee, Mikasa would have the advantage.
All right. How about range then? Including the fact that these weapons have reach, even if they're not outright projectiles.
I mean, if you think about that, we are talking about RWBY. Everything is gone. Literally, before the fight, they could just pull up, shoot her in the face. None.
It could end the fight that way too. All right. The Mikasa doesn't have an aura to defend herself. If it hits, then it will hurt.
Yeah. I mean, it would be if she doesn't know that it's gone, because usually she uses it as a normal sword, it would catch her by surprise.
The missile javelins, if it could hit Blake, obviously would hurt her pretty darn bad. She does have some defense, might even be able to take at least one hit, but that would hurt her bad.
They are not made against humans. They are definitely not made to fight against humans.
Yeah, I would say that power wise, it would be a problem for Blake. But it's got to hit her, and that's the issue.
I'm pretty sure that if it would hit her, not any of the clones, because that will probably happen. That it's gonna hit. Well, it's gonna be the clone. It will break Blake's aura for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, for now, I think Blake is gonna win. No contest.
Right.
Let's see.
Episode of Deathbattle is brought to you
Let them
by
have
Blue
the ad.
Guys, it's
That's
been
fine.
one heck of a year.
It's never
I feel
know.
like I've aged about 46 years. Like, I'm really feeling it.
And if you're feeling your age more than you used to, or maybe you're feeling a little less confident in the bedroom, it's time to snap out of it.
That's right.
Some people like
Here
to
in its
skip
5
the ad.
minutes long with
Oh, that's
Blue
fine.
Chew.
Blue Chew is a unique online service.
Time to
that
snap
brings
into
the
a
same
Slim
active
Jim.
Ingredients as Viagra and Cialis right to your door in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost.
Everything is done online. You'll sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers to find the right.
I have never heard of this
That
thing,
means no more
by the way.
visits to the doctor's
That's why I was
office,
like,
no more
wait, what?
uncomfortable conversations and no more waiting at the pharmacy.
So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit BlueChew.com for more details and important.
I mean, good thing I did.
Is it?
And we've got a
Is this
special deal
bubble
for
gum
our
that's
audience. Try
actually
Blue Chew
medicine?
free when you use our promo
Bubble
code
gum, that's
DEATHBATTLE
why I
at
go.
checkout. Just pay $5 shipping.
That's BlueChew.com, promo code BATTLE to get your first...
I never realized how little I knew about this product.
I mean, if you don't need it, then you don't know about it probably.
If you don't need it, it might even cause a problem.
Ah, she's hitting the ninjas in love.
Get the hell out of here! They're coming! You deaf? I said get the hell! Leave me alone!
It looks like the same town from the Attack on Titan, so terrain-wise, that's what we're dealing with.
Are those
Yeah.
2 sets of ears?
It could be him that as well.
4 times the hearing.
Oh yeah. Also, listen to music. What do you think of it?
It's kind of a mix of EOT and RWBY at the same time.
That's what they try to do with this show. They haven't
And-
always done that, but when they did, it's pretty good.
I don't know if it's actually a song from RWBY or they made a new one just for that. I think it's
The
a
odds
new
are strong.
song.
I think Deathbattle made this, and you'll find that information out in the credits, especially if you pause it at the right point.
It's a clone. There's gonna be a thing for a long time.
She likes popping those clones and attacking me from behind.
I mean, that's what you do as well, but without the clone.
You know, imagine this battle if this occurred while the Titan entered the city, and they got to deal with that problem too.
I mean, that's what the Mikasa was trying to say, that someone coming.
Yep.
We don't know if it's a game or a Titan. It could be both.
Based on the terrain, I would guess Titan.
I didn't even know that you can throw them like. And we can tell that if Blake was a normal human, this fight would have been over for a long time. And now you have 3 shots with the javelin. Alright, I forgot that you don't really need to hit because it explodes.
Gotcha this time.
There goes the aura. And there goes an arm. Question mark. Is that a clone? No, it doesn't need to be. Well, she looks an arm fight. But this is the difference between a human and a foreigner who has aura.
There's the Titan.
So, in the sense, they both died.
Can't hear omniscient narration from beyond the fourth wall.
It's not shown, but
Mikasa's overwhelming and frankly terrifying tenacity, Blake's varied arsenal and powers gave
but
her
they doesn't know how to deal with the Titan.
Allowed Mikasa to keep up with Gamble Shroud's agility, but in terms of offense, Mikasa was kind of a one-trick pony. And that's especially compared to the Swiss anime knife that is Gamble Shroud, which could stretch 10 to 16 times longer than either of Mikasa's cable.
Blake's variety of shadows she could spam at will kept Mikasa guessing, and her aura allowed her to survive any attacks that could land.
To be fair, the Thunder Spears were a different story, and were powerful enough to shatter Blake's aura. The aura could survive around 4 tons of TNT, while the Spear's
I
explosion
mean,
could
if
dish
she
out
wanted
over
to, she could just dodge
Far
them.
greater speed made her nearly impossible to consistently hit. While Mikasa could keep up with characters that can dodge bullets, Blake could keep up with characters that can dodge lightning. In this case, nearly 40 times faster than Mikasa.
And those Thunder Spears are meant for big, slow Titans, not human opponents, so it's unlikely she'd ever
Yeah,
consolidate
it's literally
what you
the same
said.
In that
thing.
same sense, Mikasa's Ackerman heritage couldn't save her either.
It may give her generations worth of combat experience Avatar style, but almost all of it was against Titans, not a faunus huntress like Blake, who has powers the Ackerman family has never seen before.
Coupled with her Odium Gear's limited fuel supply and breakable swords, Mikasa just couldn't end the fight before her own options ran out. Mikasa had guts, but Blake's speed, versatility, and sick anime combo weapon gave her the edge.
And
It may have
one
been a
thing
gamble,
to
but
mention,
Blake had the
they
spirit
didn't
to
even
win
let
with a
Blake
shadow
use
of a
the
doubt.
gun.
The winner is
Because
Blake
that would
Belladonna.
literally just win the fight immediately.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. We'll be jumping into the next matchup next week. But you can always get more Death Battle right now by clicking one of those boxes right over there and by downloading the battle music linked down
One of
below.
them is one of the other RWBY members in that video.
Yeah. The other one we have not seen, and they already have a new video as well up.
Oh yeah, I saw it this morning.
Yeah, I didn't see it, and I may watch it one time, sometime.
At first, I
Probably
thought
new.
I was unfamiliar with one of the characters. I mean, I knew Dante very darn well, although I didn't play his game. And I didn't play the. That's something else I could tell you is the other characters also from a video game.
I know
Um,
it's from Final
which
Fantasy.
which
Yes, I know.
which again I have not played, but I have seen. So I eventually I realized I knew more about the character than I thought.
I have not played Final Fantasy, but I am playing Tekken, and he is in it as a guest character. So
Yes, that fact was mentioned in Death Battle briefly in one of the text things.
I kind of know more about it probably than you.
And I definitely know Dante's been in some fighting games before too.
Yeah, and I think Dante is not. This is not the only fight for that battle for Dante.
As far as I know, for Dante, this is the second fight.
Yeah, the other one was yes. Oh my god, my mind goes blank, but
Umbra Witch is one of the things that.
yeah, I know, but I don't know her name, but for some reason it is just slipping my mind. But that's that's it. Yeah.
Though that was not her original name. What her original name was, she forgot. That's why the new name.
I mean, once again, I didn't play Bayonetta either.
Mhm.
But yeah, this went how I thought it would. Although it went a little bit differently, but the end result is the same. And now,
Actually, I thought your prediction ended up pretty darn accurate.
yeah, I didn't know that the Blake would use the javelin against her, but I didn't even know about the javelin too much, so.
It occurred to me that you used that trick against her once, and the first time it might hurt her pretty bad, but after that she learned her lesson.
Who made what? Shame on me.
Mhm.
But yeah, that is also one thing with the photos. Adaptability. Adaptability. Wow, that's a hard word to say. They have to adapt because more and more type of game comes up every time. While the titles are always the same. I mean, there was like 5 or 6 different titles that were different. None of them are just the same titles all over.
I thought it was interesting about your prediction that Blake beat her opponent here, but she may be in trouble now because then the Titan showed up. That's where the video ended, but it doesn't look good for Blake after that because she's not trained against the Titans. She doesn't know where the weakness is.
I mean,
and she started the fight with a broken Nora too.
Yeah, from what I have seen, that Blake was here in this world. She was not worried about the Titans already, so she might have read on them or learned about it before.
True. I didn't consider her backstory about how she entered that city.
But once again, they had no reason to fight to begin with. That's the whole thing of that method. Usually, people like this have no reason to, let alone meet, that otherwise to fight.
Yeah, in the earliest death battles, there's no story at all. They just both are on screen and they fight.
Yeah. I mean, that's the point of that battle. What if they would be fighting? There is no point of narrowing about why they would fight.
Yeah, later on, they got more creative about why they're fighting by understanding the characters better in their personalities and considering how can we use that in order to find an excuse for the fight.
Yeah, in here, Mikasa was just warning her that, oh wait, they are coming! They're coming, you should get away. And then they fight.
I actually thought it was interesting just because of character. Steven Universe versus his opponent in Death Battle had in mid fight begged the opponent to stop fighting him because he is a pacifist and it's an option he would want to resort to.
Yeah?
Like something like please stop attacking me.
Yeah, why are we fighting? That is the main thing, that why are we even
And
fighting?
then and on the same regard, when the Doctor was facing his opponent in Death Battle, they accurately showed that in the battle he tried to run away from his opponent, which the Doctor does very often. And when he does access a powerful weapon like a dematerialization gun, his hands was shaking and he was reluctant to touch it.
I mean, I have not seen that, so.
Well, then it's a very slight spoiler there, but my point is that the fact that they were in character when they were presenting them.
Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't surprised. Just like in RWBY vs. Maka. In Rise of the Mitsu, I was surprised by the victory, but that makes sense. It made sense. And in EM versus Tifa, I mean, this was surprising as well, kind of. But yeah, I am literally, I think I am 2 for 2. No, I didn't predict 2 of them, and I predicted these 2 well. But that's the point of that battle, it can be anything.
The facts you've gathered, I feel it was give you a pretty good heads up. You took the information and you compared it, and it gave you a very well educated guess.
Yeah. I don't know when we are gonna do the next or what it's gonna be, but that's it for today. We are gonna go and prepare for the reading session. Gonna happen very soon.
All right.
So thank you everyone for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.